So in this video, we're going to check out episode 3 of the bootcamp for the Korg Electribe 2. Make sure to watch the previous episode since we're building up from the first. So if you get lost, just start from the first episode. It's recommended that if you want to understand all of these features to watch these videos at least once a day until these things become second nature. Even if you take out 5 minutes a day, you should be seeing big results in no time. Let's turn it on. Let's load a previous pattern that I've made earlier. This pattern has a length of 4 bars. We can check this by holding Shift and then pressing the second from the upper left pads. You can see length is set to 4. I'm going to go into keyboard for the first track here. You can hear I made a synth here with a dual square oscillator. You can see other parameters by pressing the left and right arrow for that part. A dual oscillator's edit parameter changes only the second oscillator's pitch. So let's move it so you can hear. So you hear the one note and then the other note that's going all over the place. So I have the oscillator edit mod set to on the modulation. You can see it's set to saw down to the beat oscillator. So let's press play and listen to the bars. You can see it, what bar we're on by following the blue light. So one thing that we can do, since we recorded that in earlier, we had long notes. So if I press sequencer, we can see all the bars are full. So what we can do is just randomly deselect some of these. Now what that does is it cuts the note. So now let's listen to it. Following it by pressing here. So you can see how that worked. Now if I press Shift and then an arrow back, it's going to undo what we just did. So we can check and it's back to normal. So that's one way to do variations. When we use the undo function, it only works at one level of undo. So just be aware that it doesn't have multiple levels. Another way to do variations just like that is part erase. Now if I press this, each pad represents a different track. So we can add more variations by holding down any track and it'll erase it when we hold it down. So just make sure you're not in the menu, press exit, then press play. You can see what's playing here. Now, I'm just gonna mess with it. So we're just gonna press randomly. Now we can listen to it. You can also go on the sequencer, we can see what I did here. So it's like performing out mutes wherever you press it. We can undo, Shift, back arrow. You can see it filled everything back in. So those are just 2 methods you can create interesting variations from what we originally created. I'm loading a template I created earlier. Synths all up here already have been programmed, and the drums as well. So let's check the length of this. Shift and then this pad. You can see length is set to 2. Let's press exit. We're just going to make another pattern. We're just going to improvise it. Keyboard, and we're going to choose the first track. I'm going to press gate ARP twice, so it's just gate ARP selected. So I can perform it out like this. Shift, touch scale. So let's change that to Mixolydian. Let's check the master effects. So that's set to a high pass delay. So you can hear that in action. So just make a quick pattern here and see what happens. So press record and you can just start playing. I'm going to go to another part and we're just going to add notes. Make it higher. I'm going to go over here. We're just going to play in something else. Let's add something here. So now we've created a little pattern. Now let's choose step jump. Step jump is a performance utility for beat repeats, but it can also be used with motion recording to make our sounds go into more experimental territory. So in this mode, when I press a pad, it's going to repeat that step in the sequence. So let's press play, and when bar 1, let's press here. Now it's just going to keep repeating that step in the sequence. I can also press multiple pads, so let's press here. Now it's cycling through only those 2 steps. I can go over here. Now it's repeating all of those in order. And I can go to bar 2 and do the same thing. You can make really interesting beats this way if you want, or just hold down on 1. Just note we can't combine steps from different bars, so we can only select steps from the bar we're just currently looking at. We can also latch the step jump. Make sure you're in gate ARP mode. If touch scale's on, just press gate ARP twice. Now what we want to do is press play, find some pads we want to perform out, and then tap on the XY pad. Now if I hold down on the XY pad, it enables just that step. If I hold this down, I can add a note and remove it really quick. And now it's latched. And we can add or remove steps from here. So I hold this one down. Let's say add these 2. Tap on that. Now, all of this is stored if I want to leave it on. Let's say I want to leave it on this and just bake that in. Press another pad. Now that's latching. Now let's get rid of this. Now it's latched in. Let's say we want to just remove them. And what that does, just cycles between them. You can perform this way. You can also go to bar 2 and it will release it. Let's say I want just these 3 steps, tap it in. Now that's going to trigger either on bar 1 or bar 2. So let's try that out. Bar 2. Now we're going to go to bar 1. Tap on a pad. Now it's latched. And then remove them. So again, if you want to lock in steps, hold the pads down, tap the XY. Now we can toggle it on and off. If we want to bake it in and leave it latched, just tap on a pad and let go. And then again, when it's latched, you can add even more. By tapping pads you want to add, tap the XY. Now I can toggle those on and off. If I want to latch those, tap on a pad, let go. And then you can break it down by disabling them. So if we just hold down steps, it'll add to the cycling steps. Or we can hold it down, tap the pad, and now toggle in. Again, let's latch it, just add a pad that's not there. And now it's locked in. In order to get in experimental territory, we can record motion to the pads as we're using step jump. So we can either hold down the pads and enable record, and then it'll change the motion. So let's just try it. So I'm just going to hold this down, press record, and let's change the pitch. Now it recorded that in. If I let go, let's go into part mute, press it twice, and solo. It's just so we hear that one. Let's go back to step jump. I can really hear what we just did. So again, let's say we want all these pads. Make sure we're in gate ARP and just tap the XY pad and it'll lock it in. Hold it down and we can toggle it and just tap and it'll stay there. So now our hands are free to make more changes if we want. So let's press record and then let's change the pitch. But now it's locked into step jump mode. We can see it's stuck in latch mode. We can't visually see which pads are cycling the steps. If this happens, there's an easy way to reset it. Just switch the bar, and now it'll unlatch and play everything. Now let's add this one. Let's go over to that part, press step jump. Now again, depends on what bar we're in as well. So let's just choose all these, latch it in, press play. We're gonna press record, latch it in. Now let's change the filter. Let's turn up the resonance so we can really hear it. Let's go back here. Let's use these steps. Tap, latch it, press record. Let's change the filter on here. Now let's turn up resonance so we can hear it. Now what I can do, let's say these right here. Let's choose modulation. Now we're going to use square up on the filter, turn up the depth. So we're just going to record, turn up depth, back down. Shift part mute, brings all the tracks back. You can hear it's locked, so go to step jump, change the bar, it unlocks. Let's just choose a bunch of these pads, tap XY, latch it, record, and then press play. Let's just change the pitch. Go to this one, we'll do the same thing. Part erase. We just added a lot of variation. Shift left arrow. Undo. Not just undid that. Do it again. Make a different variation. Let's go into here. Modulation, change to pitch. Depth all the way up. Speed, just record in. Just listen to just that. Shift part mute. So it's just on a couple of the synth tracks. We can also apply it to the drums. Let's just reload that template again. So there's a step edit mode. So we're going to go over how to program step-by-step notes. Make sure we're in part 1, which is just a synth here. Now the first thing I want to do is change the amount of steps. So right now it's set to 16. Just hold down shift, go to the top right pad, move over 1 to the left. It'll say last step. So it's set for a full 16 steps. First, it might seem confusing because 16 is the first number in the list. So if I go to the left, that's the very first, so it doesn't change. So just turn right, then it'll start with 1 and go all the way up to 15. So again, it's at the beginning, return back, go all the way to 16. Let's make this track 7 steps. So you can make different length steps per track. I'm going to press exit. So to enter into step edit, just hold down shift, press the 4th pad from the lower left. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll say step edit, press enter. So just press enter. Now in step edit, we have 2 screens. This is the first screen, and the pads represent the steps in the pattern. Now the blue light shows the step we're currently on. You can see we're also in bar 2. So let's go back to bar 1. Now when we enable or disable the screens, it switches to that step as being selected. We can also turn the knob here and switch between all of the steps that way. The second screen is accessed by pressing the right arrow. Here we can change up to 4 notes of polyphony. Now if we keep moving with this arrow, we can now change the gate, or how long that note will play, and velocity. Now for these settings, you can change it. You can change it by turning the knob. Now let's go back to note. And we can see we're on this note right here. And if we haven't enabled a note from the first screen and turn the knob to a blank note, it will start at the lowest octave, C-1. That can get annoying if we wanted to have higher octaves. So we can hear it, really low note. So we can octave up by holding shift and turning the knob. You can see, let's bring it to C4. Now let's listen to it. Much better. So let's just start from new. We're going to go and add 7 steps. Let's arrow over. Now all these are CO4. So let's change the notes. And then you can do it by ear, or just by looking at the notes and seeing what would work. So I have notes in my head, and I just map them out this way. Now let's listen to it. Now it's playing that. Change the envelope generator intensity on the filter. Turn it down. Let's go to this note. You can change it. Hold down Shift, make it high note. Let's go to this note, make that higher. And exit, press part mute, and just solo this one. Let's go back in to the step edit. Now, again, we're on the first screen, so we can disable some of the notes if we want. So you can kind of perform out this way. Again, let's go to this screen. You can choose them, change the note. This note, Shift, turn it up. Changes the octave. Change the filter. Now if we exit, hold down Shift and press this one, we can change the length of the bars. Say make it 2. So it's going to repeat the 7 steps on 2 bars. So it's going to count to 7 steps, then jump to the second bar. So let's just see what that means. So I'm going to exit, hold down Shift, press the 4th one over, press Enter. Now we're on bar 1. Let's go to bar 2. I can enable notes, or I can disable them. Just have a couple of them play. Let's go to that step. Press arrow over. Let's change that note. Let's see what happens. So we can see what it's doing. There's a space and then it plays. Let's exit, press sequencer, and see the notes and it's playing through. Let's say I want to tie notes together. So let's go to the first bar here, Shift, step edit, press Enter. Let's go to the second screen. So let's make that a lower note. Now, if we want it to tie over here, first, let's arrow over, change the gate time, go all the way to the right. It'll say tie. Now let's arrow back over, go to the second step. You have to manually do it for each step you want to do this. Let's press play. Now you can hear that it's tied. Let's go over, go to this step. Let's make that C sharp 5. Let's go back to this step. Arrow over, turn up the gate. Now it's tight. Now it should play 3 steps. Go back over. Let's go to this step. Turn up gate to tie. Go back, this step, just make it C sharp 05, go over, turn it to tie. So now we have a lot more tools we can use if we want to use it. So I just loaded a different pattern. And what I have, I'm in part mute, and everything is off except for one track. So if I press play, I can kind of add different parts. Hold down Shift, press part mute. adds everything. So the first thing we're going to do, make sure we're in Master Effects. Make sure Master Effects hold is off because we're going to be recording motion. And some of the effects don't respond well if it's held down. So to change the Master Effects, Shift, Master Effects. Now first I'm going to go to Master Effects 7 Looper. Just press play. Let's change. So here it goes in reverse or forwards. The further you go, the more intense the loop will repeat. Now let's change it to pitch looper. That changes how it sounds here. Just record it in. Let's switch over. Step shifter. Slicer. Jag filter. Now let's clear that motion. So hold down Shift, count in 3 from the upper left. You'll see clear MFX motion. Press enter. Now it's all cleared. Let's go back into Master Effects. Grain shifter. Let's do that. Record. Again, Shift, third pad up, press enter, exit. Let's see what else there is here. Vinyl break. That recorded right in there. Sequence reverse. Doubler. Record that in. High pass. Band pass. Touch wah. Like adds a wah to the beat. Two BQ. Decimator. Distortion. Compressor. You can hear that's actually making a nice pumping sound. And we have chorus. Let's record that in. XY flanger. LFO flanger. XY phaser. Auto pan. Back to the delays. We just went over how we can go in the sequencer and scroll through the parts and remove notes that way to make variations. We also have step jump where we can repeat or cycle steps. If we're in gate art mode, we can lock them in. Then we can toggle them. If we want it to latch, just tap a pad and let go. Now from here we can add more, toggle, so hold new pads, press it. Now we can toggle that, and it'll cycle between those. If we want to latch from here, just tap a pad, and now it's all latched. Then we can remove one by one, or a bunch at a time until it just starts repeating one time. Using all of that, we can change the motion on specific steps. So default to normal, if it's latched and you can't see the notes, just switch the bar real quick and it'll release the latch. We can also use part erase and hold down while it's playing and it'll erase that note and that step it's on. We can undo a single level holding shift and press the left arrow. I'm just going to do an extended improvised demo, just showing all of those features and trying to mess up the track as much as we can.